CSI Celebrity Style Inspiration.
Hi CSIers, I'm Christina Alpad.
And I'm Isa Iglesias, and welcome to another episode of CSI Express.
It was more than 2 years ago when Blues Clues host Josh de la Cruz brought a piece of Filipino heritage to the show.
And since then, we've been always excited to follow our kababayan who became the first Asian American to host the beloved family show.
So ano ang latest with Josh, Blue, and the rest of the show? They just went on a big city adventure.
Yes, last year, the full-length film Blues Big City Adventure premiered overseas, and finally, Filipinos can watch it too this month.
But before the film's premiere on Nick Jr. channel on Saturday, April 29, chikahin muna natin ulit si Josh.
How does he feel coming back to Broadway, shooting outdoors, and having co-stars? Let's find out.
CSI Celebrity Style Inspiration.
My first question, or our first question, prior to making it as the host of the show, you worked in theater for over a decade in Broadway, and now that you've shot Blue's Big City Adventure, Josh and Blue actually the storyline they're actually auditioning for the Broadway. So how does it feel to somewhat get a sort of homecoming, if we may say? How does it feel to go back there in that environment?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Representation, whether it be in a field that is lacking or whether you're representing people that have a dream, you're representing a dream of being on Broadway, is such an honor that I get to be in this position, especially in a movie with such talented choreographers, such talented musicians and composers, and our amazing director, Matt Stosky. It's incredible to be in something that mirrors my life and what I hope to achieve in such a really, really great quality family movie.
For sure, you are used to act in an indoor or a theater setting, like a studio. Now that the team shot everything outside or on location, particularly in Times Square and Central Park, was there any challenge for you and the team? Did you feel any difference?
Definitely felt a difference. Like I'm pretty much in a green box with 12 other people all day, every day. So getting the chance to be on location where you have the energy of the city, you have the time and the pressure to get the shot as quickly as possible because we have to move on, was amazing. I think definitely understanding, the biggest thing that I learned was understanding the cuts. I'd never really looked at storyboards in the way that I do now, where it really gave me the mind of an editor and the way that a director would think. Directing is something that I aspire to do and that I'm doing this season for the very first time on Blues Clues and You. And so the movie really helped me gear my mind and try to divide everything of like, okay, well, what is this shot? What's necessary for this shot? And how can I make this as easy as possible for them in the editing room so that we can continue to move along. There's nothing like it. I'm addicted to it. I want to be on set every single day in any position whatsoever. It's incredible.
What do you like the audience or the kids, their families, and of course, now that we're gonna have access to it, the Filipino audience to experience or to take away after watching the film?
Yeah, of course. What I hope that everyone that finds out about our movie knows is that it's not a kid's movie. It's a family movie. You don't have to have kids to enjoy it. You don't have to be a kid to enjoy it. It's just a feel-good musical comedy and with some incredible choreography, incredible music, and amazing guest appearances. We have Alex Winter, we have BD Wong, we have Philip Asu, Steve Pasquale, Ali Stroker, my good friend, and it's crazy to call him a good friend, Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas. So many people are in this movie because it's not just for kids, it's for families. And it's if you're having a down day, there's no way that you can't feel better after watching this movie. And you know, as far as the message, it's the journey is way more important than the destination. Being kind and working hard along the way to your final destination is way more important, and it's what you remember and makes that end point, that final moment, that much more meaningful. So that when you get to the mountaintop, you don't feel empty, you feel full because you have lived a full life to get to that moment.
Aside from the characters or the cameos that we will see in the film, you're also reunited with the former hosts, Steve and Donovan. So what type of bond do you think you have now with Steve and Donovan, especially after this film?
Oh, they're my kuyas. You know, whenever we get together, it's like a family reunion. Whenever anyone asks me if I'm interested in doing something, I'll ask them, is Steve or Donovan going to be there? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, obviously, then I'll do it. Absolutely. They're family, and getting to work with them on this movie after having watched them as a child with my sister and then my cousin, and then being able to call them kuyas is insane because they're such great people, but they're also incredibly talented, and you're going to see them in a familiar way but also in a completely new way, and you're going to want to see more and more of them.
I'm curious, after starring with Blue, now that you've had more actors, real actors in the set, what was your first thought when you found out that you're gonna have other co-stars in the show?
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. It's always acting is good. Acting for me is like playing catch, and catch is always more fun when you're not by yourself. You know, you get to throw ideas around, you get to throw jokes around, it's a much more exciting and spontaneous set because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what they're going to throw your way. And I remember feeling nothing but excitement. I'm always nervous. And so, like, you know, am I more nervous because there are going to be other actors there? No, I'm always nervous because I care. And, you know, there's so many things going on that I care about, and I want this to be the best product possible. But I'm always excited whenever there's another actor on set with me on screen, because I have an incredible off-screen reader named Ashley Kranz, who is every single voice before the voice actors get into the booth. She is Blue, she's Mr. Salt, Mrs. Pepper, every single person. And she's with me on the movie as well, just off of camera so that I can hear her. And so whenever Ashley and I get to play, it's always fun. And then now you throw somebody else in for the scene to get even bigger, and it's crazy. It's the best. There's nothing like it.
Aside from that, the film was made to mark the 25th anniversary of Blue's Clues franchise. So we just want to know what makes you proud of being part of this team.
Oh my gosh. I think what makes me proud about this team is that the team up here in Toronto, making the show every single day, and then the people making the movie, Matt Stosky, our director, our choreographers, Lindsay Blaufarb and Craig Holloman. This is like our first big thing that we've done, you know, our first feature that we've ever done. And so to be able to work with people like that, who are so excited about this project and who want to put their heart and soul into it, is incredible. You know, I hope that we get to do a second movie, and I hope we get to do many more seasons. But I think the thing that makes this movie and our show so special is how focused we are on making the best product possible, not for money, but for the kids at home, so that families can enjoy this and sit back and relax and not have to worry about anything.
CSI Celebrity Style Inspiration.